Hey guys, it's Abdallah here with a quick tutorial on all of the paid DLC downloadable content in the game Fire Emblem Awakening for the Nintendo 3DS. If you've beat Chapter 4, you'll unlock something called the Outrealm Gate. If you enter there, you can go to Purchase Maps and see what's available. As of right now, we have the Chmptions Pack, which is 3 levels altogether. For a limited time, the very first level is free, but the other 2 are $2.50 apiece. Or you can buy the actual pack of all of them for about $4. So if you think about it, that's $7.50 for all 3 of them if you buy them separately. Yeah, that's a pretty good savings for $4. Save $3.50. Anyway, so once you jump into it, you'll be whisked away to another realm where your narrated character and Chrom don't exactly know what's going on, and they see soldiers. But you'll come across a really old man who tells you about a story about cards called the Einherjar cards, in which they are kind of like trading cards, in which you can actually summon warriors from old. So if you take a look over here, you'll get Marth from Smash Bros. Melee and the other Fire Emblem games. Also on this map, you'll see familiar characters such as Ike, for those of you who played Smash Bros. Brawl or Fire Emblem on the GameCube. You'll also see a character like Irika, which is very cool. You'll see Lyn from Fire Emblem 7, the GBA Fire Emblem. But nonetheless, it's pretty much a throwback. If you take a look at it, it's a very small island. You go through, you've got your army over here, and what's really cool is that you can actually talk to the Einherjar, which are these summoned beings from these cards. And ultimately, some of them are on your team, and some of them aren't. So they don't really know the difference of what's going on. They don't know that they're actually cards and just phantoms. So they're actually on the battlefield along with you, and so you have to fight them in order to, beat the level. So they don't realize that they're cards. So nonetheless, after you fight them, Old Hubba, the guy who you first ran into, he will give you the Hero King Marth card. And by having that, you'll have the ability to actually use Marth in the game, in the story mode, which is very cool. Now, he comes out, I think he's like level 8 or something like that, which is really awesome. And he's got a pretty good ability, too. So that pretty much sums up Champions of Yore #1 in order to get the Marth card. That one's the free one. Now, Champions of Yore #2 kind of takes place along with the same thing, but Old Hubba over here gets his card stolen again, and now we have to go through and find out who's taking his cards. And lo and behold, it's the Aversa lady. You meet her in Chapter 5. But nonetheless, Hubba has quite fallen for her, and she steals his cards away from him, and it's your job to get the cards back, with the same premise of fighting the other Einherjar cards. So you use your team in order to destroy the rest of the opposing Einherjar cards. Now in this level here, the boss that you have to fight is actually Prince Marth, who looks a little bit more evil. But you'll notice that on the screen, Roy makes an appearance, for those of you who know. Prince Marth is the boss over here. We could see him. We could see him get destroyed really easily. I think on a scale of 1 to 10 on how difficult this one level is compared to the first one, I would say it's a 7. Champions of Yore #1 is definitely like a 5. So, I mean, these are very good levels to play, just in case you want to level up. And also, in case you're a fan of the Fire Emblem series, you can definitely have a throwback by seeing all these different characters perform and attack and just pretty much talk. It's really awesome, especially if you played the GBA Fire Emblem or Smash Bros. But nonetheless, after you defeat Roy and Marth and all those other guys, Old Hubba will give you the Einherjar card of the Young Lion Roy, and he will add Roy pretty much to your whole team. So you go through and you introduce yourself to Roy, and he gets actually put on your team. I think he's at level 10, and he's got pretty good abilities too. His stats are pretty decent as well. The only thing that's bad about the Einherjar cards in the story mode is that you can't really have any support conversations with them. So regardless of how many times you battle next to them, they'll always, have no support stats. So Moving on to Champions of Yore number 3, this one on a scale from 1 to 10 out of all 3 of them is definitely a 10. So once again, Hubba gets tricked by Aversa, and he loses his cards for the 3rd time. She tricks him out of them and steals them. But this time, she steals every single one of his cards. So every single one of the throwback characters that you've met in Champions of Yore number 1 and Champions of Yore number 2 are working against you. So instead of working from the left to the right of the continent or the right to the left, you're going to be stuck in the middle, and you're going to have enemies on both sides of you. So you can take a look over here that Ike is the boss in this one. Ike will be really hard considering the fact that he's got a weapon that has a 1 to 2 attack range. So nonetheless, if you look on the right, you got enemies there. And if you look on the left, you've got enemies over there as well. So you're kind of stuck in the middle. So going through, you've got to do your best in order to beat all of the characters, and a lot of the characters actually have very powerful stats, very powerful weapons that do a great deal of damage to your characters if you're not careful. Especially for those of you who are playing in classic mode, you want to make sure that you watch out, because these guys will easily take on your guys and do a critical hit and kill them out, or they'll even just gang up on you. So you've got to make your own strategies. In case you guys want to see how I beat the level, you can take a look at my Let's Play. It was pretty awesome just trying to go through. I was really under-leveled and trying to beat these guys. So you got to take on Lynn and Eliwood and Marth and Roy and everyone else that you've pretty much came across. Roy especially, he was pretty tough considering he's got a weapon called Roy's Blade. But the animations and just seeing all these characters is really the throwback. Considering the fact that, you know, there have only been a very small handful of Fire Emblem games that have been released in the US, and if you guys have played Sacred Stones, you'll notice, you know, Ephraim's there, and Irika's there. If you played Fire Emblem 7, you'll notice that Lynn's there, you'll see Eliwood. I haven't seen Hector yet, but that's cool in and of itself. And Ike, too. If you've played any of those, Ike is way awesome because he's the boss and he's part of the Grail Mercenaries. So just do the best you can about destroying all these people so that you can actually, you know, beat the level. Alright, now Ike is the final boss, as I was talking about. He pretty much stands at guard, so you can easily pick him off with some ranged characters, like Virion, or if you got a magician that uses any of those magic tomes, you can do that as well. So as a result, for beating this level, Old Hubba comes over here and gives you another card. He gives you Micaiah, the Priestess of Dawn. Now, she's from a different Fire Emblem game, one that I haven't played, but nonetheless, you know, she's exactly like all the other Einerjar cards. She is not able to have any kind of relationships with anyone because she's pretty much a phantom of the card. So, yeah, she uses magic. Pretty awesome, and she's very strong, too. That's it for the Fire Emblem Awakening DLC Champions Pack. For $4, you'll get 3 maps in which you can play as many times as you'd like in order to gain experience and level up your characters for the story mode. Whether you're a veteran of the Fire Emblem series or not, you'll enjoy these 3 maps. It's really fun to interact with the legends of old, especially for those of you who only know Marth and Roy from Smash Bros. Melee or Smash Bros. Brawl. Oh, well, don't forget to check out my Let's Play of the game, Fire Emblem Awakening, on my channel. I do a step-by-step narration of each level, so subscribe to the channel and check it out. I'll talk to you guys later.